I'm Jordan Hernandez, and this is Just Our Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Today, we are meeting with college advisor Dr. Daniel Keller down here in Palm Beach County, and he's going to be going over some of the secret tips that college advisors give to students, and those students and their families pay a lot of money to hear. So, we're here today to answer your questions and to get you into a situation that you feel comfortable with for your 5 and 10 year plan, because it really does start when you're 16, 17, maybe even 18 years old. Dr. Keller, thank you so much for being here today.
Not a problem. The gift cards help. I'm just kidding.
In my class, I do a self-authoring program where I tell students whether it be a college lecture or what have you, if you cannot put to word things that happened to you or around you that you weren't happy about, trauma, something at home, a conversation or argument or breakup that really kind of impacted you, right? If you can't put that to word and write that down, then you're never going to be able to control it. And that means you're not self-authoring. You're not the author of your own story. Therefore, someone else is going to write your story and you're not going to like it very much. So my point is it's healing to be able to put what you're feeling, okay? Or maybe what you're not even aware of to word and to reflect and put journal, because a lot of the kids that I see write down 2 application essays for college, they hate it. Mm-hmm. They're like, it seems so forced. Mm-hmm. And it's their third. And what's funny is a good majority of them, they start journaling. Then they kind of take their pick of like, oh, I wrote something and this was like my 10th try at it. I'm just jotting down randomness. And then we're able to work with something here where like, oh, you got something. This is your voice, I can tell.
So what they want to hear is they want to hear your voice. They want to hear your story. They want to hear your trials and tribulations or successes. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to be a story about tragedy and trauma. It can be your greatest moment.
Yeah.
But let it be yours.
That is the biggest thing. And this is what it is. It's this fact of most people go into job interviews, most people go into college application processes with the mentality of, please accept me. Please accept me. Seriously, there's a difference in confidence. Like, there has to be somewhat of an assertiveness and confidence that has to be authentic, like the college app essay. Right? Because it's a job interview and you're basically speed dating through colleges and clubs and finding your way, and you have to market yourself in 1 to 2 points of, this is how I undergone resilience. This is how I've overcome this. This is a great moment in my life and what I'm passionate about, right?
Exactly. They want to see commitment. They want to see passion. They want to understand your character. Because you are writing essays, you're telling them what you're doing, you're showing them the activities that you're involved in. Yeah, and they may just see that the student who wants to do everything, but like the previous counselor had said, that is the master of nothing.
Right.
And that's not what they want, because then you haven't found yourself.
Right.
Colleges want you to go there with some identity. Mm-hmm. And if your extracurriculars speak to your identity.
They do.
Because have you been affiliated with a club for 4 years? Have you worked your way up the ranks? That shows commitment. It shows dedication. It shows hard work. There's so much. It shows leadership. There's so much intangible pieces that you don't even have any idea that are displayed by your long-standing commitment as a teenager to a couple of organizations or clubs that you feel strongly about. It speaks volumes.
You need to, in high school, even if it's junior year, it's not too late. You get super invested in 2 organizations, clubs, maybe a sport. You get close and develop mentorships with those people. They're writing your letters of recommendation, by the way, and they're going to write you a good one if you give it your all and find balance and don't let them down. Jack of all trades, master of none. And then your application essay will have that confident landing point of, this is what I've done. I've bettered the social fabric of my institution, and I'm going to take that and walk into your institution doing the same thing. How can you start to get to a place where you feel good about what you do day to day?
All right. So, I I use my own story as an example because, it's hard to speak to other people, but for myself, I have made the transition from slacker to scholar, and I wear that with a badge of honor because in high school, I was not the person that I am today. I'm proud of that. Again, referring to the failures that we speak of previously, that it helped me develop into who I am. You can reinvent yourself every single day. And I firmly believe that, and I am a screaming example that can happen. Every day we get up, we make a choice. How is today going to be? What are we going to do? Are we going to attack the world, or are we just going to be a participant? When I'm talking to my kids, I really like to put that in context of video games. The fact that you always have another chance. Every video game that I know of, you're given multiple lives. So
Reset.
You can reset, and you can start over knowing what or where your failures were the last time. If we take that same mentality with the video games and put them towards life, the lesson when we went to bed, we learned lessons from that day. You wake up the next day, take those lessons, own them, be better, do better. Take that and let that be what guides you to start this day with that little bit of knowledge that you didn't have yesterday, that you do today. So we make that choice every day. Honestly, that's the thing. We have to own it. We have to own it, and we have to want to do better. We have to take back control.
What you're saying I really like as far as the term of restart. And this whole podcast idea is about just start. Just literally start today what you're going to put off tomorrow. And this is the biggest thing. I think the biggest takeaway from this entire piece, from what you've said and what we've talked about, is, look, you want to write a good application essay that's authentic and genuine. You're not going to be able to do that in one night.
No, absolutely not.
The best of writers I've seen haven't been able to tap into that. It's the people that are reflective practitioners. You're always thinking and judging how can I be better? How can I do? And you're only going to do that if you start to actually start reflecting and putting to word what it is that you think and you feel, and diary and journal and grow, and then start to handpick these elements.
There's nothing, at least not to my knowledge, that I have ever done in my life that I attempted it for the first time and was an expert and had it down pat.
And and one of the biggest takeaways too is stop comparing. It's so competitive. It's so competitive that they shut down. This is one of the biggest things as far as just getting to the point where you can produce and be I'm going to start today what I've been putting off for months, right? Stop comparing yourself to other people and compare yourself to who you individually were the day before.
Stop being afraid of being you. You don't have to be like everybody else.
Right.
You are you. No one else on this planet is you.
Yeah.
Stop being afraid to be you. And you stand up for yourself. Do what you want to do. Have your application reflect who you are. You don't have to keep up with other people. Other people don't have to keep up with you. You are an individual.
I know that we all really like Cinderella stories. Every Oscar film that I've seen, for the most part, has some type of underdog that overcomes the odds. The best application college essays that I see are about some type of David and Goliath that takes on this battle. Maybe you're the David taking on anxiety. Maybe you're the David taking on a divorce at home midway through high school. Maybe you're taking on depression or a horrible breakup. Whatever that thing is, tap into that, write it down, observe it, share it. The biggest thing is sharing it, because then you get better at telling your own testimony, and then you get better at selling and pitching yourself for a job, college. That's emotional intelligence. And this is the biggest thing. Rejection is going to be a thing. It's life. Life deals with failure. It deals with rejection. That's the college survival mug right there. That is a cup filled with rejection, because the sooner you embrace that and say, okay, because each time I'm going to learn from that very thing. I'm going to learn from that breakup. I'm going to learn from that college that dismissed me. I'm going to learn from that professor who didn't care about me. It's okay.
No.
You're going to keep that healthy separation. You're going to internalize it, maybe even share that in a therapeutic sense, and then grow from that because that's going to make you stronger.
No, it builds confidence. It builds resilience. It just empowers you to know that it's okay.
Yeah.
Things will get better.
Yeah.
And it's just those things. Failure. You embrace failure and take the messages and lessons that are there to be learned from failure, and it will take you a long way. Yeah. You have to look deeper into it than the superficial level of what just failure is. Oh, that you didn't make it. You took the L. No, you did take the L. You learned a lesson.
Yes. You learned a lesson.
That's the L that you really got.
Which I like, actually.
From failing at something.
The L, the loss, that's a lesson.
It's a lesson. It is a lesson. You are better because you failed.
Hey, you know what, Dr. Keller, this has been fantastic. Thank you so much for answering all of these questions from students in high school, from college, even some of the parents. This means a lot to us and our listeners and our community. This is Just Start Podcast. I'm Jordan Hernandez. We're here with Dr. Keller today. Check out his information. He has an article on our website and a blog that is very helpful, and it's Slacker to Scholar. You can get a hold of him on there through LinkedIn, through email. If you're interested in his services through college advising. Again, he has his doctorate, so he's a bigger deal than most. And again, he has a success story, and it's very deeply rooted in failure. And that is what all of this podcast is about. It's not just about us. It's about you. And we're really beyond thrilled that you're listening to this still. So thank you so much. And Dr. Keller, thank you for being here.
Hey, not a problem, buddy. Anything I can do to help out the listeners, I am legitimately here for them. And you know, every little piece of advice can go a long way.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Bye.
Yo, South Florida, everybody. This is Hype Man H from the 585 to the 761, or no, 561. We are here live with Dr. Keller, Dr. Keller, and he's going to go through something super meaningful with you in real time, everybody. Tune in.